Dear Diary, today it was as usual. We got out of bed really early and went straight to the apple. Just then I realized no one around me had died that night. It felt a little better. Although no one I knew there died at that time, there were still lots of bodies carried to the apple. In particular, I can remember the one from a young woman. It stinged a lot. I would say she hadn't died that day. One of the worst moments I have in mind from that day was from that exact situation. I almost threw up, but I knew that if I did, it wouldn't have taken long for them to kill me. It felt like an eternity, but sooner or later we got to have breakfast. As always, there was some bread, and this time it had margarine with it. I was somewhat glad it wasn't as dry as other times. Then we had another lineup, and we were sent to work. From that moment on, I started feeling dizzy. Everyone around me said I had probably been infected with some kind of illness, and meanwhile I began praying for myself to only be constipated. Others started praying for them not to get infected from whatever it turned out to be. I was assigned the task of trying on shoes. I had done that task other days too. This time it was worse. I remember the other time I was close to feeling devastated, but this time it only would have taken me one more minute standing there for me to faint right in that place. Luckily for me today, I saved myself and stayed strong for the following lineup. I got the strength and energy I was able to from a more than ever watery vegetable soup. When we were sent to the barracks, I got to talk with the person I share my bed with, a young woman, who ended there because he is Jew. I wouldn't like to be him, although we are here under the same roof, their situation is even worse. They can be beaten to death as a regular thing. With him, I got to talk about my family and how I miss my wife and my son. On the one hand, I wish I could talk to them, but on the other hand, I am really glad they won't have to live a life like this. It didn't take much time for me to start getting sleepy, so after finishing the conversation with my barrack partners, I prepared myself for sleeping. I remember at first I couldn't sleep. I got worried about how they would be handling the situation, and relieving myself by thinking they would be doing okay, safe at home. I started missing my parents. I didn't even know if they knew where I was. The only thing I wanted was for them to be safe and that they were keeping my little sister safe as well. I wonder how my dog would be doing, if he wasn't too scared listening to people yell all the time. The last image I got before falling asleep was of my wife and my son. I really prayed they were staying safe and wish I could be there to protect them. I noticed that the night was starting to get cold, but I wouldn't give up with my loved ones in mind. That was clear.